my little mini tractor is dead. I am definitely not a tractor engineer. But I've made it, I'm in Scotland. Right, this is the test. It's time to give it a go. Hello and welcome to another video. Thank you so much for joining us again. Yes, as you've seen from the thumbnail, my little mini tractor is dead. It's broken already. But there is some good news. We've got a sponsor for today's video. So a very big thank you first of all to Surfshark for supporting us and supporting the channel. But you'll hear more about them later on. Right, let's see if we can get this bonnet open. A few months ago, I bought this little BMC mini tractor from an agricultural auction, and it has been absolutely brilliant. It started up really well, and I've used it around the field, dragging heavy things around. It's been awesome. I thought it would be really handy to have around the place, and it has been. But for maybe now a month or so, it has been sitting in the workshop, not running, not been able to start. It stalled one day, and then it just would not start again. I do not know what is wrong. Because of that, it's just sat in the workshop waiting for me to have time to look at it. Actually, underneath the bonnet is an A-series engine, which is very similar to a Mini or MG, you know, a Frog Eye Sprite. But this one is diesel. I've got a feeling it's going to be the fueling system, but I am definitely not a tractor engineer. Let's see how this goes. That housing down there must be the engine oil filter. And I'm assuming that is a fuel filter, I hope. Lots of assumptions have been made again, but I'm assuming this is the sort of header tank for the hydraulic oil. I can feel that there. There's lines back and forwards, and I'm assuming that's the oil, the hydraulic pump driven by the crank with that belt. Radiator at the front, full of water. I should probably have a look at that as well, actually. But on the other side, there's also a little glass, which looks like it's full of junk in the bottom. The fuel tank on this is under the seat, so I think I'm going to take the seat and the tank off, give it a good flush out, clean it all out, fill it up with some fresh diesel, and I'll probably try and get that glass, little sight glass off, and give that a good old clean out as well, blow the lines through. Hopefully we can get the poor thing working again. Oh, promising. Whilst the fuel is draining, I'm going to take the sump plug off and drain the engine oil as well. It's all got to come out, so we might as well do it all in one go. Fuel draining there, oil draining there. I still need to get some bits off at the front, but we're looking good so far. I need to wait for these to finish draining, so I guess it's a good time to tell you about today's sponsor, Surfshark. I have just got back to the workshop after a really busy couple of weeks traveling all over the country. Lots of hotels, lots of airports, and importantly, lots of public Wi-Fi. In case you haven't heard of today's video sponsor, Surfshark, they are a VPN. That stands for Virtual Private Network. Private being the key word. Lots of people use a VPN to hide the country that they are currently in to gain access to TV shows from all over the world. But for me, it's more important to protect my data. Every time you log in to that public Wi-Fi, your data is at risk. Your personal information, your name, address, card details even, are all vulnerable. Using Surfshark encrypts the data going back and forwards from my device to the internet. And it's not just one device. You can have one account and use it on multiple devices. Online fraud is increasing and is no joke. Whatever you can do to protect your data is increasingly important. I'm sure you've all been there, checked into a hotel, got to your room, tried to connect to the Wi-Fi, and they want to know all of your information, your name, your address, your email address. You know you're going to be getting loads of emails from them in the future. Well, Surfshark can give you an alternative ID for those exact situations. It's genius. Whenever I'm here in the workshop doing anything dangerous, welding, grinding, I wear PPE. I've got a welding mask and I wear goggles. Surfshark VPN is the welding helmet of the internet world. The best part is that Surfshark have a great offer for viewers of this channel. 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN for free. Why would you not take advantage of such a brilliant offer and protect your data all in one go? Go to surfshark.com/DOMC or click on the link below in the description and use code DOMC at the checkout and you'll get 4 months completely free. And in case you're not happy, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So there's no risk. Why not give it a try? Fantastic, that is the tank removed. The oil has now drained out of the sump of the engine. Oil filter removed, clean that out, got a new one. It's not gonna help it start, but it's on the list of jobs to do. There's all the original parts cleaned up. And then it has this sort of replaceable filter inside this housing. Anybody that's shouting at the screen watching me screw this oil filter on, I have screwed it on completely dry, realized the errors of my ways, very quickly unscrewed it and filled it back up with oil. And I'm so glad I did because it is just soaking up so much oil. That dry filter needs to be soaked in oil, otherwise it's going to cause issues when I first start the engine up. All the oil that's supposed to be running around the engine is just going to be soaked up by this filter. So I think it was a good move. Now I'll put it back on and try not to make a mess. I am fully aware that changing the oil and the oil filter on the engine is not going to help it start, but I haven't done it since I've owned the tractor and I don't know when the last time it was changed. So this is a little bit of preventative maintenance, you know, just looking after the poor thing. I'm going to change all the fluids, change all the filters whilst we're here. Give it a bit of love. Hopefully it will pay us back by starting up. That's the plan anyway. This is SAE 30, classic motor oil, mineral oil. I am making a mess. As far as I've been told, that's what this wants. This engine is basically an A-series mini engine, but a diesel. It's really strange looking at it. There's similarities, because I'm quite used to the A-series, like the mini engines, but differences with all these diesel, all the injectors on the side and all these hydraulics. It's so funny seeing a fairly familiar engine in such a different setting, but I'm certainly learning a lot. I think it's like 4.5 litres this wants, roughly. That might nearly be it. Okay, so that is the oil filter for the engine replaced and all the old oil removed, new oil in, up to the level, looking good. That's the engine oil dealt with, which didn't need doing. Well, good for maintenance, not relevant for stopping it starting. Now I'm going to unscrew the diesel filter, this yellow JCB one on the top of the engine. I'm hoping that's clogged, and that was partly one of the reasons why it wouldn't start, because there was just no diesel getting through to the engine. I'm hoping, but I'll spin this off, get the new one on, and keep everything crossed. Is this going to make a mess? Yeah. And there's like a canister with a filter inside, stopping all of the mess going into the actual engine. You might notice the liquid coming out is red. That is red diesel, because this tractor has obviously been used on a farm somewhere. I was told it was owned by the National Trust and not on the road. It's the same fuel, but it's cheaper. I think you don't have to pay tax on it because you're only using the vehicle on your own land. So if you get stopped with red diesel in your tank, you can get in a lot of trouble. So I don't know how long this diesel has been in here, and I'm going to replace it with some nice fresh diesel from the petrol station, which is brand new. I know it's good and good to use on the road. Not that I plan to use this tractor on the road, but you never know. Whilst I had all the fuel lines removed and the tank removed from the actual tractor, it makes sense to take out this little sort of union at the bottom, because if no diesel is getting through to the engine, it won't start. That all looks good. And it was nice and clear. Well, I gave it a good poke through and a blow through with the airline to make sure that any sediment or rust or anything wasn't blocking the way through. I've given all of the threads a good clean up and I can get it back installed. All right, the fuel tank is looking nice and clean, so it's going back on. This glass bowl that sits next to the fuel pump, this is almost like a holding tank. So the fuel comes from the tank and sits into this glass bowl before it's then picked up from there and pumped around to all of the diesel injectors. That mesh gauze being blocked like it is could well be the reason why it wasn't running. It won't be able to send it around to the engine. So I'm so glad that I took this off. It's a beautiful little thing. It's like a little mini Pyrex dish. It's all in good condition. I just need to give it a good old clean, put it back on. If the fuel pump isn't able to take fuel from this glass bowl, it won't be able to send it around to the engine. So I'm so glad that I took this off. This could well be the reason why it wouldn't start. All of those parts came from the BMC Mini Tractor Company. A big thank you to those guys. Honestly, so helpful. I called them completely naively, having never heard of these tractors before, and they have got everything. They really came through. All the filters, belts, gaskets, everything that I needed, they had and sent down to me super quick. So BMC Mini Tractor Co., thank you so much. You're mad enough to have one of these tractors yourself, get in touch with them, let them know that you heard it from me, and I'm sure they'll look after you. They're brilliant guys there. All right, fresh fuel. With a quick run down to the petrol station, some fresh fuel in the tank. It's time to give it a go. I feel like the issue was priming the fuel system. There's a sort of little tickler on the fuel pump, and I was sort of tickling that for a long time, trying to top fuel up in the top, trying to get rid of the air and get all the fuel through all the system. And just as I turned my camera off, the little mini tractor is alive again. I don't know what it was, to be honest. The battery was, well, running flat after me cranking it over for so long. Persistence, got there in the end, it fired up and actually runs really nicely. The engine sounds great. It's probably very happy that it's got new oil and filters. Nothing's leaking, it's all looking good. Yes! There's a test now. Let's see if it goes now. What do you reckon? It's gonna? Might be hot. Look at that! Yes, now it's running. We're going to give it a bit of a wash because it is filthy. We're going to take it up to the house where the hose pipe is, give it a bit of a clean. Perfect. Since I've had the tractor, I've been meaning to deal with the paintwork because there's a lot of sort of lovely patina, sort of surface rust on it, and I don't want that to get any worse, knowing how much stuff rusts here in the workshop. So I've given it a quick wash down just to get all the sort of cement dust from Spike and Fergus and all the dirt that was on it. And I'm going to give it a wipe over with some oil. Let me show you. It's a product that you might not have seen before, which is perfect for this kind of paint. If you haven't heard of this company before, Owatrol, I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. They make some amazing stuff. Rust inhibiting oil, which I use all the time. It's in an orange can, I think. But it's almost like linseed oil, but it dries. It leaves a nice film over bare metal or, you know, various other, I mean, painted surfaces even. It just leaves a nice little film on top. If you've got a patinaed car, I would put that stuff on it. This is a color restorer. So this is gonna soak into the paint. I don't want to T-cut it and compound it and wet flat it and polish it up because I don't really want it shiny. I quite like the old, you know, the look that the paint's got. This is almost like a moisturizer. It's going to soak into the paint and just rejuvenate it. It will make it a bit brighter and a bit shinier. You wipe it on, let it soak in, and then buff it off with a rag. It works really, really well. It's going to help to protect the paint. I may well put a coat of the rust preventative oil on top as well. So check them out. And again, let them know that you found it here. The little mini tractor is outside baking in the sun now. It needs to be dry before you put this on. It might be a bit too sunny for this. You don't really want it to dry. And if I do it bit by bit, we should be okay. How can I not be outside in this beautiful sunshine? Very sorry to interrupt tractor progress, but I've had to come away from the workshop and up to Scotland. We're filming Repair Shop on the Road, so I thought I would take you along for the ride. After a slightly stressful journey up to Gatwick Airport, I was very late and I very nearly missed my flight. I was that person, the last person on the plane, and a mad dash to get on that aeroplane. I've had a bit of a mare, had quite a journey from Cornwall to Chichester, leave my van at Chichester, get in a cab, get here. It's been a bit of a day, but I've made it. I'm the last one on the plane, but at least I'm here. Scotland, here we come. I've made it, I'm in Scotland. I've got a busy few days up here. I think I'm up here for 3 or 4 days. Lots of nice people to meet, lots of projects to get involved with. And we're out in the Ineos Grenadier. So maybe we'll give you a little look around that as well. This is the Ineos Grenadier, our vehicle for Repair Shop on the Road. I absolutely love driving this thing. I've got my switch panel on the roof, we've got floodlights, all sorts of things going on. One of the lovely things about working on this show and getting to travel around is having a nose around other people's workshops. Recently, I went up to Caithness Glass, who make the most amazing things from glass, whether it's sculptures, ornaments, awards, trophies. Whilst I was there having a tour around, I got to have a go at making my very own paperweight, and it has just turned up. So I didn't really get to see it because it was red hot, molten almost, and then it went from a finished state hot into a kiln where it had to stay for a day or so to cool down, and we had to leave. So I haven't actually seen it. Oh look. Oh, I kind of, you know what? It's a beautiful thing. At the very last minute, there was another pot of blue glass, and I was like, yeah, we'll dip it in there as well. And that's this, which I kind of wish I didn't do now. What do you think? Think it looks all right? It's in the Repair Shop colours, apart from my blue blob. But look at that. That shape was created by rolling it in my hand. Not in my hand. I had like a wooden form, but you had the molten glass on the end of the stick, and you would roll it, and that would polish the shape into it. Oh look, they've engraved it on the bottom. Made by Dominic Chenier. And that is so basic compared to some of the other ones they had there. They make the ones that you see with all the flowers inside, and they have all the forms and moulds to do that. It was so interesting having a nose around their workshop. We've got to carry on to the next adventure. After a busy few days travelling around Scotland, Will has come up for the last day. We've got a day where we're overlapping. So I've got an afternoon now driving around with Will, around some beautiful parts, some lovely scenery around Scotland, before getting an aeroplane back to Gatwick, and then eventually back down to Cornwall.
Thank you, great driving with you.
Thanks.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. To get on with the tractor. Hey, Wendy, inside, come on. In she goes. Right, this is the test. Some time has passed now since the massive victory of the tractor starting. The little mini tractor has had some time to cool down, and I just want to test to see if we can get a cold start before the end of the day. That is the challenge, but I've got high hopes. If I can get it started, I'm going to take it for a trundle out on the fields. The whole reason for me getting this tractor was so that I can use it. I'm trying to find a link box for the back. So anybody out there, if you ever see one anywhere in an agricultural auction or on Facebook or anything like that, I need a link box for the back. Is it class 1 or series 1? The small sized pins, 4 foot back box for the back. Ideally one of the ones that tips. I'm desperate to find one. If you see one anywhere, ever, drop me a message, leave me a comment, let me know. Let's see if we can have a cold start and get the tractor out into the field. That light on means the glow plugs are heating up. And when I turn it again, it turns it over. Ah. touch and go for a second, but we've got it.
I think the smile on my face says it all here. The sun is shining, it's a beautiful day. The tractor is looking so much smarter with its new oiled clean paint. It's running better than it ever has. It starts up from cold. It's running like a dream. I honestly don't really know what was wrong with it, but my suspicions were the fuel, and by cleaning out the entire fuel system, I think has solved the problem. I can only imagine there was a bit of sediment and a bit of dirt somewhere in one of the fuel lines or in the bottom of the tank or in that mesh filter in the bowl, and it just wouldn't start. Maybe it's just appreciated having a little bit of love, a bit of care and attention, an oil change, and it's repaid me by being a good old reliable tractor once again.
Oh no, that didn't quite go to plan. I thought the tractor had better ground clearance, and I have just broken my stand for my camera. Oh no. Now I've just given myself another job to try and fix this, I guess. On that note, I better end the video here. Massive success. The tractor is back working again. I am over the moon. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. I hope you'll join us again for the next video, and I apologize in advance. It may well be fortnightly now. I can't commit to being able to do a video every Sunday, which I really hate to say it, but I'm just so busy. Now I'm working on the new TV show down here. I have less and less time. I just don't think I can commit to doing a video every week. I will try my very best, but please don't hate me. I hope you can understand. But it's good news in a way, because a lot of the work that I'm doing here that you haven't seen is going to be on the TV show, which is very, very exciting. There's a lot of things going on here that I've not been able to go into too much detail about, because you're going to see them on TV very soon. Huge thank you again to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. It means a huge amount to me, and I hope that you'll go and show them your support. Don't forget to click on the link below in the description. Head to surfshark.com/DomC and use the code DOMC to get 4 months of Surfshark VPN absolutely free. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week, if not the weekend after, Sunday 5 PM. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye.